Alright, so the second knife for the giveaway is finished. And really quick before I get into it, I just wanted to give a shout out to Victor for donating this knife for the 3,000 subscriber giveaway. So thank you for that. And let's get into it. I did etch and stonewash the very, very shiny and slick scales, which I think turned out really, really well. And one of the main reasons I did this was because it was very, very slick in hand. So now that it's etched and stonewashed, you actually get a lot better grip. Originally the texturing was grippy, but the flat surfaces on these diamond textured features were just too slick. So this was my solution to getting it to be a little bit more grippy, and also I wanted to kind of go with a darker theme with this knife, as you'll see with the other parts that I made. But really, really happy that it's a lot more grippy in hand. And with the blade, I etched and stonewashed the whole knife, or sorry, the whole blade, and I gave the flats a satin finish because I still wanted some clash with the dark features of that etch and stonewash. So that right there I think looks really good because it complements the backspacer and the custom pocket clip that I made. So I used the G10 carbon fiber mix material for the backspacer. And the reason I did that was in the certain light, you get that carbon fiber weave. You can see it a lot better in person. So whoever wins this knife will understand exactly what I'm talking about. But you can see that weave, it just really pops in the right angle. So just really, really happy with how it turned out. Unfortunately, the camera won't pick it up, but I promise you that it's there. And then for the pocket clip, I used a piece. I had an extra piece that was just big enough of the fat carbon black camo, which is just an awesome, awesome material. I'm definitely going to be using this on the 4,000 subscriber giveaway. Not this material, but fat carbon. Just haven't decided what knife yet, but as you guys can see, just a really, really cool material. And really happy with how this pocket clip turned out. Now there's one thing I wanted to mention about the pocket clip. My original goal was to hide the hardware and for it not to be seen, but when I was shaping the pocket clip, I went just a little too close to the depth on the hole that I created for the hidden hardware, and unfortunately I cut through and you were able to see through the hole. And I'll be honest, I was pretty upset because a lot of time went into it, but then I realized that the way the knife is assembled is the screw goes from the show side scale all the way through, and it actually shows up on this end. And I realized that that would actually complement the pocket clip. So what I did was I went just enough depth, or I removed just enough material for the screw to actually pop up just the same way it does on the lock bar side. And I think it looks really good because I left the hardware a satin finish, and once I install this and you guys see it, you know exactly what I'm talking about, but you end up seeing the screw through it, and it's a good contrast between the satin finished hardware and the satin finished blade. So it kind of has a really, really cool theme going on where it's a black dark finish with some satin finished highlights. So I think it looks really cool. And enough talking about it, let's put it together and see what it looks like. Alright, so here it is all assembled, and I'm really, really pleased with how it turned out. There is the custom backspacer, the custom pocket clip, which I think looks really, really cool in the light. And one thing I do like about this black camo fat carbon is when the light hits those certain spots and it shimmers, it matches the satin touches that I put on the hardware and the blade itself. And really quick, before I forget, I wanted to mention that I did contour the backspacer, so you guys can see right there. Nice and rounded. much more pleasant in hand, and visually it just gives it a really cool look to that weave pattern in the carbon fiber. And I did, at the tip of, or the front of the backspacer, I did make it dive down underneath the scale just a little bit, so that way when you use the flipper tab, it's not poking you in the finger, and it's just, again, more pleasant to the touch. And really quick, we'll check out the action, which should be good since I didn't really mess too much with the scales, and it does fly out. The drop shed is very, very smooth, just as before. Now, I was considering shortening the flipper tab, but this knife it's pretty unique, so I didn't want to mess with it too much. I wanted to keep it original, just change a few things here and there, and then obviously the pocket clip. And one thing I wanted to bring up was the reason I created a custom pocket clip from underneath is because originally I was going to go from the top and use the original holes, but unfortunately one of the holes for the original pocket clip was stripped, and I just couldn't get that screw to bite or rethread it, so that's why I went this route. I used a smaller threaded screw to go from underneath to fit through those holes, which it forced me to go this route because I wanted to drill 2 holes in front of the original holes, thread it, and then screw it in just like any other pocket clip. But unfortunately this material is really, really hard and I wasn't able to drill through it. So again, forced to use this solution, which I think turned out beautiful because it's not as big of a hole, and again just complements the way the knife is assembled. And it's really, really comfortable in hand since this pocket clip is a little bit wider and fatter, and since this blade is so heavy, I think the bigger pocket clip complements it very, very well, and you get more of that effect of the fat carbon, which is always a really cool thing, I think. So just really, really happy with the pocket clip. And I made sure to keep it a lot lower here in the front, as you guys can see. It feels good in hand. I made sure there's no sharp areas on the pocket clip, so it's really, really comfortable. Even if you choke up on it, you can't really feel it in your palm. So again, really happy with the results. And there it is deployed. Give you guys a closer look. I think it looks really good. And again, that satin finished hardware just complements that darker finish on everything else. So there is the last custom knife for the 3,000 subscriber giveaway. Now this isn't the official giveaway video, so if you guys have any questions on how to enter, I will be doing an official video here in a couple days, and you guys will be able to win one of the 3 knives. And I'll talk more about those knives in the giveaway video. But there is the TwoSun TS-55 with some custom touches. So as always, thank you for watching. I really appreciate the support, and I will see you guys on the next one.